What's up, guys? How's it going? Emily's back again with a pretty cool vid about leaves, and she's really excited to share with you guys some cool tips on getting more greens into your diet. What's up? I already said that. Also, this video is sponsored by Squarespace, but we'll get back to that in a little bit. First off, we got my top 5 methods for incorporating greens into a meal. Blendin, Stackin, Stirrin, Foldin, and Tossin. Starting off with Blendin. So we all know one of the primary symbols for health these days is a green smoothie, right? But for those of you who aren't exactly ready to sell your soul for a Vitamix, green smoothies often end up as a gritty cup of nasty. So I have a few alternatives for you. Here we go. Number 1, easiest method is getting yourself a nice greens powder. This really changed my life. I mean, it's so easy to add greens into your smoothie without having to worry at all about having gross chunks of spinach or so in your sippin'. However, you still have the bitter taste of nature's toilet paper in your fruit beverage, so you still need to balance that with other pleasant flavors, but at least your texture problem is alleviated, okay? Number 2, the less easy method, but probably cheaper because some greens powders are pricey as F. A tip for you, I got my greens powder at Target for $20, pretty good deal. Anyways, my applesauce / green smoothie hack that I came up with myself, and that probably means that it's not very good. But hey, basically you just blend a bunch of greens with whatever liquid you like to use for your smoothies, water, juice, almond, soy, whatever, milk, as much as you can until the liquid turns as green as you can get it. Then strain it until it's as pure liquid as possible. Now you have some green juice concoction to use in your smoothies for the next day or few days, depending on how much you blended. Then, because here on the Chill Vegan channel, we want to put an end to food waste, not create it. And because a lot of the benefits of the greens are still in the goopy part, you need to save that green goop, my friend. One day, I just wanted to see what it would be like if I blended just greens with water and then I strained it and then I add that juice stuff to smoothies. But then I felt bad about wasting the goopy part, so I mixed it with some applesauce and I could barely even notice the difference. So after I was finished being very impressed with myself, I decided it needed to be shared with my viewers via the tube of you. Okay, now on to stacking. We're talking sandwiches, burgers, avocado toast, my friends. Anything that involves putting a layer of greens on top of a breadish thing. So actually this includes pizza as well. Sometimes if I'm feeling like an absolute garbage human, which is a feeling that comes up more often than you might guess, I will make myself a good old Sam sandwich. And I just came up with that today. It stands for a spinach, avocado, mustard sandwich. And it might sound sad to you guys. It might sound like, I don't know, white people food, as Twitter might say. It really just helps me feel like a functioning being again, though, you know? Because it's so healthy and simple, and I like to smother an S-word ton of that tangy mustard sauce to really wake me up inside by evanescence. Quite similarly, I also love to stack greens on plenty of other things, such as veggie burgers, pita pockets, or I guess that's more of a shove-in method, but anyways, pretty much any place you would normally put lettuce, try to use leafy greens as much as you can instead. Also, for the pizza, great opportunity for some leafy action. Of course, the classic spinach artichoke pizza, gotta love it. Next, we got Stirrin. This refers to soups, stews, curries, dal, whatever the occasion. If you got a flowing concoction of vegetables and or legumes, throw in as much spinach or whatever you got lying around that you can fit in that pot and go to town. Next, let me hit you with some fold-in action. And I'm just using the word folding because that's what recipes say when they tell you to add something to a noodle dish instead of stir it in. And I'm guessing that's because you can't go full on stir on the nudes or you might break them up. Anyways, we talking spinach pasta, guys. One of my favorite healthy meals to make. Love it so much. Thank you. Hallelujah. I love my life. You can also fold greens into pretty much any other noodle dish as well. I mean, the possibilities really are endless. Another good tip is to cut your greens up real small, like even process them into things if you really want, so that you can barely even notice them in there. This is really helpful, especially if you're one of those people who is particularly bothered by chewing on a soggy leaf. This is the life hack for you. Toss these tiny pieces into anything you want. I will put them in rice dishes or other grain dishes, like when I ate quinoa that one time, or even I put it in ramen noodles once and it wasn't weird, even though I definitely thought it would be weird. The last method is Tossin, as in tossin that salad, you guys. Here we go. And I know salad sucks and it's the worst and everyone hates salad and it's a meme and such, but a salad doesn't have to be just vegetables, if you know what I mean. Take, for example, this bowl of kale with rice and beans and such on top. Haters will say it's not an actual salad, but I feel like as long as there's more greens than normal, like, because if there was more rice, then it's a rice bowl, right? But if there's a lot of greens, then it's a salad. I mean, that's what I say. Anyways, my point is, another easy way to get a ton of greens into your day is to just cut up a bunch of greens in a bowl and then put stuff on top. And hopefully the goal is that the flavors from the good stuff is absorbed into the green stuff on the bottom, and then everything is all good, or you could just stir it up and everything, you don't even notice it. That's what I call a balanced diet, you know what I'm saying? Also, if I don't say remember to massage the kale, people will drag me in the comments. So remember to massage your kale, guys. Okay, and now, most importantly, one of the main obstacles to eating more greens is that they go bad before you even get to eat them. So here, I have some tips for keeping those greens fresh as hell. Number 1, get a thingy like my thingy. And by that, I'm referring to the Freshworks box I got from Target one time that changed my life. I got it just to try it, but it really ended up extending the life of my greens significantly. The ventilation from the container keeps the greens from getting soggy for much longer than keeping them bundled up or in a plastic bag or a plastic box. Number 2, freeze them. This is usually what I end up doing when I have a bunch of greens about to go bad soon and I won't be able to eat them in time for whatever reason. Then I'll toss them in the freezer. But you can also just do this to avoid the worry from the start if you're only going to use them for cooked things and or smoothies anyways. Just be sure to keep them loose in a bag instead of a container, unless you're fine with having to break a frozen block apart every time you want to eat some greens. Number 3, my last tip for keeping your greens from getting nasty is to actually eat them. And by this, I mean set a goal. Make it a habit. For me, I've gotten into the mindset of having greens at least once every day. So if I don't have a smoothie with greens powder or even oatmeal with greens powder for breakfast, then I will try to have greens in my lunch or in my dinner. This doesn't mean that I have greens every single day of my life, but having this goal in my head helps me for most of the time. You can even set reminders on your phone if you really want to get serious about eating more greens, but once you just force yourself into it for a while, you just get used to it, and then it doesn't seem like a chore anymore. You don't even really think about it. It just kind of happens. You're like, how'd these get here? Oh, I'm a good person. Anyways, I hope something that I said in this video gets you to eat more greens and or makes the task easier for you. And now to talk about this video's sponsor, Squarespace, y'all. If you haven't heard about Squarespace, they have tons of beautiful designer website templates for anything your wonderful imaginations can dream of. If you have a business or a talent or a hobby or whatever you want to promote online, Squarespace can provide you all the necessary tools and more to accomplish that. Plus, you don't need to have any special knowledge of websites or code to create a beautiful website, and they have 24/7 customer support to help you out even further, guys. My parents could use this. Check out the link in the description and on the screen to take advantage of 10% off your first purchase and a free trial at squarespace.com/achillvegan. And with that, I hope to see you in my next video, and I want to thank you for watching, my friends. Goodbye.